Am I live? Am I live? I got computers all over the house and cameras. Yeah. So I want to talk about the Carmela Anthony case. First of all, I want to shout out Nick at Night. She's doing a phenomenal job. Okay, with her coverage. Young lady, keep it up. You're doing a fantastic job. Girl, you should think about becoming a paralegal or maybe an attorney. I just say paralegal because it's real quick. Become a paralegal. And she's doing a phenomenal job. Because I can't listen to everybody. Shout out to Dennis Byron. I pulled up on him today briefly. You know, you gotta proceed with caution with Dennis. Dennis is something else. I see why Dennis ain't married. Okay. I see why Dennis not married for real. I don't even know him. Okay, but you gotta proceed. But he's doing a great job over there too. Dennis is the old media. So he's new media. He's the bridge between new media and old media. Okay. You know, this is his profession. But I'm very impressed with what I see. There's a couple of other people that are covering this case that I'm gonna put their links in the description. They're doing a phenomenal job. 2 women. I can't right off the back. I can't recall their name. But based on what Neek said tonight, it's what I said. First of all, we got to start with a person's right. Why was Karmelo there? Why? He was there. It was raining. His team did not have a tent. He knew some people on the team. He congregated. It's okay. We go to games. When my kids play little league or high school, everybody's walking around. There's no place that says you can't walk here unless there's a clear sign that says no trespassing, private property. Then you don't go on that property. But this is a public event, public space, and he had a right to be there. Okay? Now, let's get to the real nitty-gritty. Had there been adults handling who or what was sitting under the tent, had there been adults there, none of this would have happened. Kids shouldn't be policing kids. Let me say that again. Kids should not be policing kids. And look, Austin is just as much as responsible for what happened. Let me tell you, bullying, assaulting someone, you can't control another person's response. Every time you lift your hands to hit somebody, the consequences may be deadly. That's it. Okay? And notice the prosecutor is not focusing on that aspect of it. Because let me tell you what went on with this prosecutor. I could tell by the way he's presenting the case based on what Neek is saying. Okay? This is a community. A young man is dead. And see, white folks are different from us, you know, because they haven't had the traumas that FBA has had in this country, on this soil. Okay? On this soil to this day. Okay? On this soil. So they're going to tell their prosecutor, look, you're a public servant. Try this case. Because you notice what he's doing. He's bolstering the emotional aspect that a kid is dead. Why is this kid dead? What led up to it? And notice he's not focusing on what happened under that tent. Before the kid laying on the ground receiving CPR. He's not focusing on that. But the defense is saying, Anik, you want to know why he keep asking about the weight? Because he want the visual. The visual. okay, of how big that Hunter, whatever his name is, the victim was. He wants to pound that into the head of the jury, you know, based on the size of his client. So they're doing a good job. It doesn't sound like they're asking unnecessary questions. They're very skilled at what they do. But the prosecutor is under pressure on his community. Had he not brought these charges, because he knows it wasn't murder, but the community didn't want to hear that. They didn't want to hear that. And because so much misinformation was put out there from both sides. From both sides. When I say both sides, people who have nothing to do, who were not there, got these opinions, put all this unnecessary information out. And now we're getting to the nitty-gritty, the facts of the case. It was raining that day. The tent wasn't properly supervised. He was coming over there to look for a friend. He had every right to be there. Why did he have a knife? I'm pretty sure if you checked everybody in that part, they had knives and guns. Okay? Like I said, when it comes to a black person, you don't understand the damage we don't understand that psychological damage that goes on when FBA, because we're the most feared, because we're considered criminals, okay? We're considered ghetto no matter how much money we have. Even if you never lived in the ghetto, you're still ghetto. You know what I'm saying? So all these preconceived prejudice biases exist in all of us. We all have it. And because that has been grilled to this day, racism, albeit now it's a little bit more subtle, but the residue is still there, okay? And that's what this jury has to get over. They have to get over the fact, let's put race aside. Let's throw that out the window. That's not important. What's important is we have two young people who are not emotionally immature, who were not supervised. You have one kid that want to play tough in front of his friends and want to jack up another kid, and the kid wasn't having it that day. He effed around, like we said in the hood. He effed around and he found out. That's why we need to teach kids to keep their hands to themselves. It seemed like we learn this stuff in kindergarten, but we want to throw it away when we get to be adults, when we get to be teenagers. Austin should have kept his hands to himself. If he didn't like the young man sitting there, guess what he could have done? Gotten a coach. There was stuff he could have done to de-escalate the situation. He escalated, he messed up, and I'm sad that the kid is dead. I'm really sad. I'm sad this should never happen. I'm sad that this young man has to live with this for the rest of his life. There's no way, nothing says intent. None of his action. He is a classic case of self-defense. This is a clear and convinced. No, he didn't. His mama didn't drive him across state line, okay, to protect somebody else's property. He was protecting himself. And he had every right to protect himself. You don't get to tell someone how to respond to you. You don't tell. The onus was not on him. The onus was on Austin and the adults that they should have been there and should have been guarding that tent. Let's be real. So now they got to focus on the dead body and not what led up to that body, to bolster their case, because they have no case. This case should never have gone to trial. But there's a dead body, there's a dead kid, and the prosecutor had to bring the case or he wouldn't have a job. That's it. He know, I could tell. He know this is a book. This is a classic case of self-defense 101. And see, I watch. Good morning. I'm watching these Caucasian, especially this one Caucasian. I'm going to get him because when it comes to self-defense, he's supposed to be a pro on self-defense. That's all he does. He does all these seminars on self-defense. I'm gonna watch how he talks about this now that the facts are starting to come out. I'm gonna watch him. I'm gonna watch him because he is straight up a racist. Because when it comes to Carl Rittenhouse, he was just, that's how I learned about him, through the Carl Rittenhouse. They call it LawTube here, I think, LawTube. And he's supposed to be an expert, and I'm gonna get him. I really want to get on a panel with him and just really go at it with him. I'm gonna see how he feels, because he was just like, Carl had every right to defend property that wasn't even his, that he didn't even have a vested interest in. He didn't even live in the area. I want to see what he says about this. Now that the facts are coming out, okay? He did not run. He did not think he just did enough to get him up off of him. That's life. That's life. People have died for much less than that. People have died just because they don't like somebody, or they can't control somebody, or somebody want to break up with them. Let me tell you something. That boy better be acquitted. He better be acquitted. He better be acquitted, because there's just no way. No way. Oh no, I'm talking about. I'll talk about that another. Yeah, you're right. Notice most of these foreigners come into our neighborhoods. Okay, because let me tell you something. Don't think the people in the hood are broke. Some of them are living better than the ones that got educated. I know the truth. I know the truth. I'm trying not to put the truth out. Okay. But why do they come set up? They want to con our money out of us. And if that store is still open and black folks are still patronizing Mr. Child's store, shame on them. Shame on them. Shame on them. They come in there. We're not broke in the hood. I forgot. I'm not in the hood anymore. I'm sorry. You can take the girl out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the girl. But they set up. How many bodegas are owned by foundational black people? Let's go. And we patronize them. They talk ish to us, and we still patronize them. We make sure their kids go to college. Giving our hard-earned money, and they don't even have enough to. Don't get me started. Attorney Mom is outside. I was talking about Karmelo, the Karmelo self-defense case. The young man that went and stabbed he was. I don't know why race should play a part in this, but he's black, and he stabbed a bully, and the bully's dead. That's the case. I'm talking about the Karmelo case, not the Mr. Child case. But I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to Mr. Child case in another video. But check out Neek at Night. She does a great rundown of the facts of the case. And like I said, the prosecutor, I could tell by his case in chief, he said, look, I just got to put this on because they won't accept that this is a self-defense case. So here we go. All right. Have a good morning. I know I talk loud, but that's just me. Thank you for joining, Kim B. Thank you for joining. I don't know if you are AI, but thank you for joining. All right. Take care, okay? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Because as you see, I'm not with the fuck shit. So nobody wants to come over here. But that's all right. I'm still going to be here. Take care. Bye. Have a nice day.